What's going on, vibers? It's your boy J.S. Vaughn. And guess what, y'all? We back with another one, y'all. Today's track is called Trouble by Kano. You know what I mean? Let's jump right into it, fam.
The young people have begun the rebellion, refusing to work. They have received very little support,
Wow, the young ones have started a rebellion, refusing to work. Oh, what's this shit is about?
which they must find money by these means. We say we are against those means, not because we are moralists, not because we are religious.
Okay, so I see what the pattern is like. It's like the young ones they so this is basically talking about what the young ones are forced to be doing nowadays and whatnot. I get what the song is about, and I guess it's a angle from the adults speaking about what they see with the children. It's not because
We say we are against those means, not because we are moralists, not
I
because
like that. Not because we are moralists, you know what I mean? Because they just basically telling you like on some real shit. It's not because of our morals and whatnot that we don't appreciate what how these kids are making any money. But let's dive in a little bit more. I'm talking too much.
not because we are religious freaks, but precisely because mugging involves loss of life and liberty and a continuing attack upon that section of the black community, police brutality, prison brutality, a whole wastage of human creativity. That is why we were against it.
Okay, so basically this is dope. You know what I mean? Because it just sets the pace. It's not because of morality and whatnot. It's just because of the underlying and breaking down of the black community and the structure that's going on and whatnot. Basically, saying black on black crime and whatnot, and that's the reason why we don't like seeing the youths doing the things that they doing nowadays to survive. But like you're looking at it from one side and whatnot. You know what I mean? The other side of that shit is they have no other way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times they have parents that are no longer in the household and whatnot, have passed away from addiction because of drugs and anything of that nature and whatnot. So and they happen to be young and they need to survive because they have like siblings to take care of and whatnot, and the system is not taking care of them, so they need to take care of themselves plus their kids. So it's a bigger situation. I'm not trying to pick sides or anything like that. It's just a complex situation where judgment is not something that could be done completely on this. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go.
Brutality, prison brutality, a whole wastage of human creativity. That is why we were against it. Politician us don't make a sound. Been oppressing us couple centuries now. And these gunshots never reach your town. It's never on top when you leave your house.
See that shit, yo? And that's basically what it's saying, man. All that shit that the politicians be talking about and shit, it never gets to your town. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, all you're talking about something that you don't understand. You know what I mean? You think you understand what's going on in the dwellings of the freaking community and shit, but you don't because you're not there. You know what I mean? And what you're seeing is something from an outside viewpoint and whatnot. So therefore, you don't understand the construct of the situation for you to make a rash judgment like that. You know what I mean?
Don't make a sound. Been oppressing us couple centuries now. And these gunshots never reach your town. It's never on top when you leave your house. But when we go servants, we might run into some beef or something. Rambo tuck into the jeans or something. But the beef, please drop it cause it don't make money.
The beef, please drop it because it don't make money. You know what I mean? I mean that tells a lot of freaking stories and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we want to be productive. I don't know if I'm gonna be right on this, but we want to be productive in the community and whatnot. And the fact that we beefing with one another and whatnot all the time and shit, and doing freaking these crazy ass shits and whatnot. At the end of the day, it's only hurting us and whatnot. And sometimes we have to think about making a change for the betterment of ourselves and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If we don't make a change now, when are we gonna make it? We're gonna wait for some other people to make the change for us, or we're gonna do it ourselves and whatnot and come together and build instead of destroy what's around us. You know what I mean? That's deep shit right there. I like that.
Drop it cause it don't make money. All our mothers worry when we touch the road, cause they know it's touch and go whether we're coming home. And either that's for shit that could happen to us, or the shit we might do if you violate the code.
Shit that we might do when you violate the code. Yeah, niggas live by the code, you know? And sometimes there's certain things you're gonna have to do and whatnot to actually um rebel and fight to the situation that you in and whatnot, and you have to make sure that you 100% in it to win it. You know what I mean?
We touch the road, cause they know it's touch and go whether we're coming home. And either that's for shit that could happen to us, or the shit we might do if you violate the code. It's turning over new leaf times. Machine no jeans full of peace signs. Postcode war and that's the thing now. Young bucks beefing over street signs. You ever seen them off a...
Alright, man. That young bucks. In that's something that I don't think gets talked about a lot. You know what I mean? The young bucks fighting over street signs and whatnot, because at the end of the day, it's understanding that that's every body that's doing that shit. I think like it comes to a point when you're older and whatnot, and the moves that you're making are bigger than a peace sign and whatnot. You learn how to deal with people in general, and I think they've never explained that in content. You know what I mean? Because whenever we think about people in the communities and whatnot, we think about everybody as being cancers and whatnot, and a lot of times it's just not the case. You know what I mean? There's different freaking factors to everything in life and whatnot, and not everybody is banging for freaking street signs and whatnot, and and those who are banging for the street sign it's like the cops. You know what I mean? Like that, like people say in in you know like people say in the press and shit, and like the cops be saying like, yo, we have a couple of bad apples or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I feel like the majority of people that live in the freaking hood and whatnot, they're just trying to do their best to freaking make it one day at a time. Do they hustle in ways that other people don't hustle? Maybe. You know what I mean? Is it right? Maybe. Is it wrong? Maybe. You know what I mean? Who are you to say what another man is doing to be right or wrong? You know what I mean? If they putting food on their table and whatnot and surviving every single day, their right should be right and they wrong should be their own wrong. They should make that judgment themselves, not another man. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Tears run down Gucci glasses. The imagery will hit you deep and cut through the hard.
Tears go down Gucci glasses. I like that bar right there.
Postcode war and that's the thing now. Young bucks beefing over street signs. You ever seen the mother's tears run down Gucci glasses?
You ever see a mother's tears run down Gucci glasses? Damn, son. That's poetic right there, son. That's some real shit. Cause like, yo, it's like it just shows you like what it just paints a freaking picture. Like, yo, your mom's freaking dying over Gucci glasses, and you kind of freaking understand when he says Gucci glasses and whatnot, what state of importance money equates to that whole freaking unit and family and shit, which is like shocking at the same token and whatnot, you know. But yeah,
Machine no jeans full of peace signs. Postcode war and that's the thing now. Young bucks beefing over street signs. You ever seen the mother's tears run down Gucci glasses? The imagery will hit you deep and cut through the hard shit. A hood potential not reached due to gun barking is bad business for the ends, man. I'm done talking. So fun keeping score when it's 1-0. Till loved ones get upbeat inside at 9 nights. Any beef can be squashed if hands could be shaken. Any hand could be shaken when the blood dries.
Beef. Okay. I gotta go back on this one. That shit was deep right there, and it made so much fucking sense.
Keeping score when it's 1-0. Till loved ones get upbeat inside at 9 nights. Any beef can be squashed if hands could be shaken. Any hand could be shaken when the blood.
Beef could be basically settled when hands could be shaken. Hands could be shaken with the blood dries. You know what I mean? So that just means that they need to be cease. They need to be time of healing first before people could come on together and basically talk about what the fuck's going on and whatnot, and be able to freaking look a man in the next man's eye, and be able to hash out their differences so they can move forward from that point. You know what I mean? A lot of times and whatnot, that's all it really takes. Because like the beef that usually happens in these type of arguments, and especially when it pertains to like gang violence and shit, is something that doesn't even affect you. You know what I mean? You're just part of the fucking system. You know what I mean? And you're just doing what you're told to do, and that's pretty freaking much it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the beef that you're fighting over have was around way before you was even alive. You know what I mean? You don't even understand the structure of the shit, but you're fighting for it. You know what I mean? So when it's time to actually have, in that case, let's say in that case, that means the blood is dry because it doesn't have like an impact on you or the person that you're fighting against. So it's easier for you to actually hash out your problems at the table. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what he's saying. I'm just that's just how I took it. You know what I mean?
So fun keeping score when it's 1-0. Till loved ones get upbeat inside at 9 nights. Any beef can be squashed if hands could be shaken. Any hand could be shaken when the blood dries. I guess that's not a fug line, but Cannon Town a plaster. That's what
I like that shit, yo. I like the fact that he followed it by like, I guess that's not a thug line. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like at the end of the day, why would I mean, like I don't know, maybe that shit sounds like a thug line to me. You know what I mean? You're being 100 fucking percent real and whatnot, and being a thug is knowing when to fight and when not to fight. You know what I mean? Let's be honest with that. You know what I mean?
any beef can be squashed if hands could be shaken. Any hand could be shaken when the blood dries. I guess that's not a fug line, but Cannon Town a plaster. That's where the fugs die, where the slugs fly, then the doves fly. And if you say you like beef, then you fugs lying. These are my
Oh man, I like that shit, man. If you say you like beef, then you fucking lying. You know what I mean? Come on, let's be honest, man. Nobody like beefing. You know what I mean? Nobody like beefing. Nobody like that stress of being paranoid and watching behind who's behind your back, and all these types of freaking shits that occur when you're beefing with other people and whatnot. It's not a freaking pleasant feeling. You know what I mean? You're steady looking behind your back and whatnot. You steady paranoid. You steady packing. You steady waiting for war. And nobody likes that. That's that PTSD shit. You know what I mean? It's not a good look for anybody and whatnot. And you always have thoughts of the people that done passed away over this freaking beef. So it keeps the beef bubbling. You know what I mean? So it keeps the beef cooking, and it's not a good thing. You know what I mean? Nobody thinks it is. And if it, like you said, if you think if you say it is a great thing for you and whatnot, you're fucking lying. You know what I mean? Or you happen to be a bad place and you trying to drag everybody down to that bad place with you. You know, and that's not healthy at all.
a fug line, But Cannon Town or Plasto, that's where the fugs die, where the slugs fly, then the duffs fly. And if you say you like beef, then you fucks lying. These are my words to us, no tongue tying. If you stay up riding till the sun's rising, and you're just trying to get one or get one trying, then we ain't on the same side of this sterling line. Politician us don't make a
Yeah, no, I know. Oh my gosh, I can see one of them on the floor with a knife. He's on the floor, he's got a knife wound, and I can see a man tapping a knife. He must be about 16 or 17.
Trouble, trouble, I don't need no trouble, trouble, we don't want.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like how that sounds. Yeah, that's dope right there.
Trouble, trouble, I don't need no trouble, trouble, we don't want no trouble. I know some youngers that will beef on the main road, violate the click and then the K go. They were off.
Oh man, that those are young. That's what it is, yo. And that's another freaking issue. You know what I mean? Like the ones that tend to be the gulliest are the youngest ones. You know what I mean? Because they always feel like they have to prove themselves to the OGs and whatnot. And at times, because they're so inexperienced and they have all this energy and all not rage, all this, they don't have the whole concept of the game yet formed in their head and whatnot. It's just like they living through life one day at a time and whatnot, and from moment to moment. So they don't really think about the future. They just think about now. So it's easier for them to actually be in the moment and make big life changing mistakes early on in their lives and shit, and have to deal with those fucked up mistakes for the rest of their lives. And it's kind of fucked up, you know what I mean? But yeah, that line just affected me when he had said the young youths and whatnot.
Violate the click and then the K go. We don't want no trouble. I know some youngers that will beef on the main road, violate the click and then the K go. They were off a
violate the click and then the K code. Yeah, man, it's like, yo, exactly. Yo, motherfucker.
Oh, I know some youngers that will beef on the main road, violate the click and then the K go. They were off a brother on my say so, but when they give him 30, could I look mum in the face though? No, conking roses, they really grow shit. You see my whole set. Can watch the Rolex, just watch the progress from mopeds, cokeheads, and the old gets. 15 with a dream, 20 with a gold disc. 21-second trip before I got my own whip. 27, 28, and 9 was my lowest. 30 re-upped again, 32 more checks. So why would I throw away life for some jokers? Hopeless.
Why would I throw away? You see, that's the thing. That's why people should be freaking thinking, why should I throw away my life for some jokers? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day and shit, yo, you have to have goals in life and whatnot, and you have to actually make sure you achieve those goals, and they have to be on a level where you could stay with those goals for the rest of your life and whatnot. You don't have to be, you don't have to worry about getting locked up and doing all these type of freaking different shits. You know what I mean? Just do you know what I mean? Fuck dealing with all the jokers and shit, man. That's that trouble, son. You trying to stay the fuck away from that trouble. Let's be 100 with that. You know what I mean?
27, 28, and 9 was my lowest. 30 re-upped again, 32 more checks. So why would I throw away life for some jokers? Hopeless, on blocks with no Lopez. Ops in the focus. I know the roads, yes, but when the goals bring it makes no sense. Less condolences and more congratulations. Brought a smile to my face, I heard that Sammy's trading. Cadence had a baby, these are Uncle Wayne. Just got off the phone with Shane.
Yeah, he's talking about positive shit that's going on now. You know what I mean? I like that shit. You know what I mean? I I like that shit.
I heard that Sammy's trading. Cadence had a baby, these are Uncle Wayne. Just got off the phone with Shane, he's investing major gravy. Get synced, look back since we blessed them stages. Now man, I'm stepping on planes with our brethren Aiden. Still conflicted, cause man, I'll bust on Netflix. But I show you both sides of the
Oh shit! You see what? This is a positive dude, son. I see, and I I wasn't waiting, but I saw it. You know what I mean? I saw it, and I was the way that this track was coming and whatnot. I was basically saying I'm not gonna really. It's a very uplifting song and whatnot, but I wasn't gonna mention none of the thing about the young boy. What the show that he was in on Netflix and whatnot. I forgot what Top Boy. But he basically stated that shit right here. I didn't hear the whole thing because I stopped it, but like I got the percentage of it and whatnot because he's saying a lot of positive things are going through his life in real life and whatnot, and he started mentioning a whole bunch of things, and then he got to the fact that he's feeling conflicted about he still feels conflicted about his role in that show. You know what I mean? And as he should. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, like you don't want to. Let me listen to it. I didn't even hear the whole thing.
Now man, I'm stepping on planes with our brethren Aiden. Still conflicted, cause man, I'll bust on Netflix. But I show you both sides of the fence. Watch out for splinters, rats, and
You see that? He said, but I show you both sides of the fence. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's how I always feel about like mafioso movies and whatnot. That's why a lot of people, one of my favorite movies of all time is freaking Scarface. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, yeah, it's movie, this not the next motherfuckers dying all over the place and shit. What's so great about that shit? You know what I mean? It shows it shows why you shouldn't be a freaking thug. You know what I mean? It shows like, yeah, you have momentary fame, you have momentary power, you have momentary money. You know what I mean? That's momentary. You know what I mean? You also have lifetime of addiction. You have brutality, and you have all these types of functions that go on and whatnot. And then you have death. You know what I mean? Or prison, or shit like that. You know what I mean? So it shows you all the stages of being a thug from the beginning to the motherfucking end. You know what I mean? And in the end, when you're a thug, it usually one, two, or three. You know what I mean? It's usually you get locked up. You know what I mean? You're on the freaking run, or you're freaking 6 feet under. None of those three things are positive at all. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day and whatnot, you have to pick your lane and whatnot. And I'm one of those people and whatnot. I don't judge people for what they do whatsoever. You know what I mean? As long as you know the consequences of your action. You know what I mean? Let's go, man.
sinners. Gangsters, killers with straps and ringers. Taxing figures, your stash was dinner.
Your stash was dinner. Hold up, I gotta rewind that a little bit.
Netflix, but I show you both sides of the fence. Watch out for splinters, rats and sinners. Gangsters, killers with straps.
Oh, hold up. That's the bars right there, yo.
Now man, I'm stepping on planes with our brethren Aiden. Still conflicted, cause man, I'll bust on Netflix. But I show you both sides of the fence. Watch out for splinters, rats and
Watch out for splinters, rats, and
cause man, I'll bust on Netflix. But I show you both sides of the fence. Watch out for splinters, rats and sinners. Gangsters, killers with straps.
gangsters and sinners.
Rats and sinners, gangsters, killers with straps and ringers, taxing
Straps and ringers.
figures. Your stash was dinner.
Oh, your stash was dinner. That wave of freaking bars was like freaking technical and cool as fuck. You know what I mean? The way that he laid it down and whatnot after the Netflix and whatnot. He said, "Yo, I still show you both sides and whatnot." And then he told you, "Watch out for all these motherfuckers." You know what I mean? Because that's his way of saying, like, on some real shit. If you gonna live by that type of life and whatnot, there's certain things that you have to watch out for. if that's what you wanted to be about, you know what I mean? Or it could just mean like, yo, don't jump in and dive into that type of situation, or these motherfuckers are the people that you're gonna have to deal with along the way, you know what I mean?
My only complication is give inspiration. This the winner's table, it is your invitation. No sparklers over here and all the women taken. With his pop bubbles, pour doubles, we want no trouble. Wine too gal, we want no trouble. Just spend $3 grand, we want no trouble. 4 more bottles, we want no trouble. Don't
Yeah, I like that shit.
we're scared of
4 more bottles, we want no trouble. You know what I mean? That's I like that. Definitely cool vibe.
nobody. Life's just too short for the bullshit, man. Politician, us don't make.
Word, man. Life is too short for the bullshit, yo. That's word, man. Life is way too short to be for all that bullshit, man. Cause I mean, come on, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to advance yourself and whatnot. You gotta chill and do everything on some like chill mode. You know what I mean?
Sound. Been oppressing us couple centuries now. These gunshots never reach your town. It's never on top when you leave your house. But when we go servants, we might run into some beef or something. Rambo tuck into the jeans or something. But the beef, please drop it, cause it don't make money. Policeman, hush, don't make a sound. Been looking ghetto youths up centuries now.
I like that. Policeman, hush, don't make a sound. You've been locking the youth up for centuries now. That's as real as it gets, man.
These gunshots never reach your town. It's never on top when you leave your house. But when we go servants, we might run into some beef or something.
Yo, all I gotta say, man, this track right here is tough as motherfucking hell. You know what I mean? On point as motherfucking hell. I've been talking right through this fucking shit. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly I'm feeling this track and whatnot, and the layers that's attached to it. The beat was on point and whatnot. They had a little freaking singing in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So it was a diverse freaking track from beginning to end. I loved every freaking second of it. You know what I mean? It talked a lot about what's going on in the community and whatnot. It talked a lot about positive. It talked a lot about negatives and shit. It talked about being a freaking um well-rounded person, man. Focus on things that are important to you and keep on doing you. You know what I mean? And it also talks about the hypocrites that wants you to freaking make decisions upon certain things they know nothing of. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, dope ass track to me. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be listening to it again because there's a lot of freaking points he was making in there that I didn't freaking get 100%, that I would love to get even more because it was on that level. Anyways, if you like this track like I did, you know what I do already, man. Put it down in the comment section all day freaking long. You know what I mean? If you guys want to request anything, put it down right there all day freaking long and whatnot. You know what I mean? Over here and whatnot. And I also, if you want to request it on IG, you know what I mean? All day long, I'll put the link in the description section. Just click on it and just go over there. You know what I mean? Last and not least, you see that right here? It's a thumb. Put it all the way up in the motherfucking sky with the thumbs up for me. You know what I mean? Show me some love and support in that way. Another way you could show me love and support is by subscribing to the channel right down there. You know what I mean? All day freaking long. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to check you guys next time on the next video. Peace out. One love, fam.